All over the country are taking to the streets, calling for change and standing up to racial injustices. Many are following in the footsteps of a generation now old enough to be their grandparents, a generation who marched for voting rights, civil rights, and equal rights. Our Savannah Gato joins us in the studio with more. Savannah.
Protests over the years have been motivated by one thing: change. From generation to generation, protesting still holds true to its title.
Hell no, we won't go. No justice, no peace.
From Louisville, Mississippi to Selma, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. This has always been the voice of change. And that change all starts with
action. Like so many people talk about, oh, change, you got to do this, you got to do that. But when you actually see people like standing up and getting out there and doing it and just pushing themselves forward and being consistent and determined, you know, that's what it's all about. I mean, real change starts with action.
Dr. Marty Wiseman taught political science for years at Mississippi State University. He has watched history unfold.
One thing you can compare it to is the protests in the 60s. You had back then the confluence of the anti-war protests and the culmination of the civil rights movement. So you had a lot of people that were making their statements in the street.
Arthur Harris is one of the newest generation of protesters.
Us having all these protests and the rallies, we are drawing out the awareness, we pulling out the problems, we're letting people know that, hey, you know, it's that time now. We're tired of being our mouth closed. It's definitely that time.
Wiseman says there is one big change from the 60s to now. Information is instant, and some protests take place solely on social media.
Internet, Facebook, Snapchat, all of the different means of communication, and the 24-hour news channels that are constantly searching for content.
In the 1960s, the U.S. Congress passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, both connected to the protests held in the nation at that time.